Shot.
The university. Ignorant, we gon' bring that racket like it's Wimbledon. Discipline, but yet to find anyone equivalent. Ain't no podcast similar, now you won't find no synonyms. Be produced by Q Smith, sound like it's by Timberland. JBB in charge, EG set the bar. Cool be sipping water tree, and Turk gon' lay the law. Jokes may go too far, but that's just who we are. Prolific, so gifted, words that have your soul lifted. So consistent, yet so different. Ain't nobody copy that lane. Carry that torch, heat up the game. Ain't nobody got that flame. Different. Man, this intro different. Man, this intro ignorant. God damn.
And what's good, ladies and gentlemen? You know what day it is. You know what time it is. Time for another edition, rendition, and Stippy edition of the one and only D1 Ignant University podcast. I'm your host with the most eaten toast, seeing Ghost Jay Brown, coming to you semi-live from another undisclosed location in the grandest prairie of them all. And in case y'all don't know, today is a good day to be Jay Brown. If y'all don't know why, give me a second and I'm going to tell you. But first, let me introduce you to my brother from another mother, my co-host from another time zone. He changed his name on here, so I'm going to call him that just because he asked me real nice today. Mr. Scullington. Go tell me.
You could have called me Scully. I was just doing that for the people. Scullington. It's the full government. Full government out here. But we're here.
That's what we're doing.
We are here only a few more weeks until I'm down in the Lone Star State. I've never been in the middle of the summertime. I already know it's going to feel like hell. And I'm ready for it. But we're here. And we're here to talk because me and Jamal, pretty soon, we're going to be rooting for the same team.
No, we're not. I already told you there's no room on the bandwagon.
See, what you don't understand is I don't give a fuck. I'm going to be rooting. I don't even know. It depends. No, I can't stay in Milwaukee. I can't do it.
I mean, there's no reason for you to stay in Milwaukee. Like, do you like Tyler Hero that much?
I didn't really like him to begin with.
I mean, I think Tyler Hero is a great player. He's obviously not a top 10 or top 15 guy, but he's a good bucket getter. He attempts on defense and he plays hard. I can't knock that from him.
He's got a hell of a roster off the court.
Hey man, let it be.
Like, it's just. But tell the people what we're talking about, because I feel like we still have kept them in the dark.
We might be keeping them in the dark. In case you don't know, the Greek freak, Mr. Giannis Antetokounmpo, and I ain't talking about Thanasis, I'm talking about Giannis, the one we actually like, has officially been traded. After all of the dumb shit, after all of the rumors, after all of the he say, she say, after all the times Jaylen Brown has been offered, he has finally been traded to the Miami Heat. Now, I said this earlier. I was tired of going through the same cycle. Superstar once out. Rumors said they only want to go to Miami. Rumors say they want to be traded to Miami. I've gone through this like the last 5 years. And guess what? We haven't gotten anyone. The last big star we got was Jimmy Butler. And if we're going to be perfectly honest, I wouldn't consider Jimmy Butler truly a superstar until he got to Miami.
That's true.
I think we would all agree Jimmy was a good player, but would you call him great before he took those Heat teams to on their finals runs?
Hell no. Hell no.
Now, would you choose Tobias Harris over Jimmy Butler? Also,
hell no. Absolutely not.
To the no. But anyway, yeah, Giannis in 305 right now. Now, remember, this is a work in progress. We are not done yet. The Miami Heat basically don't have a roster right now. We essentially got like 6 guys. And right now, I'm coming off the bench playing point guard. That's what it's looking like right now.
Right. You and Davion Mitchell. Now, honestly, y'all also know that you probably are going to end up getting a roster spot with the Nassus. Um, Actually, I don't know because Pat Riley is not a pushover, so he might look Giannis dead in the eye and be like, "No."
Maybe if we had signed him as a free agent, the Nasus would get a roster spot.
You still wouldn't because it's Pat Riley. Remember this. Remember this
But
is the
from a
man that would.
trade, nah.
This is the man that would not let LeBron James eat cookies on the plane. Remember?
And it all started
Cookies.
with the cookies.
So
It had to have started with the cookies.
told
And you know
Jimmy
what?
Butler to shut his ass up.
Because Udonis Haslam wasn't there for it.
So that's all I'm saying. That they're not the Nasus can show up to the Heat games, but he'll show up as a fan.
He will have to show up in the bleachers. But you know what will show up is our new sponsor, hopefully, brought to you from the great state of Texas, specifically Austin, Texas, D. Betty's Vodka. If you don't know, I'm going to take a drink to the occasion because 1, I like vodka. 2, I prefer D. Betty's. And 3, come sponsor you boys because we love you. I drink you. And Giannis is in 305. Woo! We love it.
We love it so much. We do love it. I'm gonna be rooting for my guy. I'm glad that he's gotten a chance. I mean, he had a hell of a career in Milwaukee. Like, I mean, the greatest Milwaukee Buck ever, and that's saying a lot considering Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and Oscar Robinson both played there. He is the greatest Milwaukee Buck to ever live. His jersey should be retired. Nobody should ever wear 34 ever again. And he did everything he needed to do in that city. Like he got them the title. He brought relevance to a Bucks team that for years was horrible. Like people don't remember how bad it got in Milwaukee. At one point, they were talking about moving. Their arena was one of the worst in the NBA. There were when Giannis first got there, like they lost something like 68 games or something his first year. You know, they were supposed to have Jabari Parker, but he was supposed to be Giannis, but his ACLs wouldn't let him.
They don't pay you to play defense.
They don't, but Giannis did. Made Defensive Player of the Year, multiple All Defensive Teams, 2-time MVP, and obviously Finals MVP. Scored 50 points in a closeout game. I mean, it'll just never be better than that.
It won't be, but that's just what happens when it's one thing for an organization to win, but an organization has to know how to win.
Yep.
Because there's a lot of organizations that win once and then we don't hear from them again for the next 2, sometimes 3 decades. I'm looking at you, New York Knicks. But anyway, the Bucks had been so unsuccessful for so long for the simple fact they didn't really know what to do once they got the ring, they got the hardware, they had a top 5 at one point. Some people would have believed the best player in the world, and you kind of didn't go into the second era of that roster. You let Chris Middleton and Brook Lopez get old. You let Drew Holiday go and go win another championship somewhere else.
And probably your worst enemy in that division. Because it wasn't like he won with Portland or something. This nigga went to Portland, or no, he got traded to Portland and Portland traded him to Boston. Basically, essentially almost handing him over. And it's like and then you win the championship. And then like, you know, they didn't take advantage. They had a chance to go back to back and couldn't do it.
Did they even trade Drew Holiday? Drew Holiday just walked for nothing.
No. They traded him to Portland for Dame Lillard.
And that's another thing. I guess you can't blame them for the Dame trade because no one knew it was gonna fall apart the way it fell apart. But you know how they always say you need to trade a guy a year before you think you have to?
Mm-hmm.
The second Dame tore his, was it his Achilles or his ACL?
Both of them, I think.
The
At this rate,
second Dame gets significantly hurt, hey, it's time to blow this thing up. It's time to trade Giannis and get what we can for him. It's time to. I think they did the right thing by sending Dame back to Portland where he belongs.
honestly, they should have. And then same with Milwaukee, they should have traded Giannis last year.
Yeah, they honestly should have. They should have traded him to the Heat, but that's a different story for a different day. A lot of people have been saying they don't necessarily like the trade for Miami. What's your take on it?
I am kind of concerned only because it's Miami. You know, Miami always is going to find some second round diamond in the rough that fits Heat culture. Like we always know, as long as Pat Riley and Alonzo Mourning and all of them are running things, that they're going to be all right. But right at this very moment, that cupboard is looking kind of bare, and we understand, free agency's coming and the draft is happening, which they probably don't have any picks now.
We got a second rounder, which is what the Heat
Is
do.
the Heat do that? So like they should be, but I don't think that they're that much better right away. Like I think Heat fans are going to be a little disappointed if they think that next year we're walking into the title game. Like no,
No, and you're right. And history has shown us that when major trades happen, it typically doesn't work out fully that first year. It typically takes a year to really figure out what things are doing. And right now, the Heat have so many other problems of we may not have our leading scorer from last year in Norman Powell because he has to make a decision. We still have to sign him. Andrew Wiggins still has a player option for right now. So it's not dark for Miami, but the deed is not done.
right?
There's still got to be a lot more moves be made for Miami. People don't think Giannis and Bam fit together on paper, which
I don't know why. The only reason they would think that is if they really truly believe that Bam is like yeah, he scored 83 points and yes, he can score when he needs to, but I think that's partially because they had no other options. Like I think if Bam decides to take a step back and understands like what Giannis is, I think it could work very well and he could be a dominant five rim protecting occasional stretch big center, but
and
he
I
doesn't
agree.
need to. He doesn't need to be the primary ball scorer anymore.
He doesn't need to, and I agree. Bam is one of those guys who you really want 15 to 17 and like 8 out of him. Like
Yeah,
it's not Bam's job to go score you 30 points a game. It's not. Y'all see JJ in the comment section. We don't care about him. That's why
he's here tonight. He's here tonight. He said,
yeah, he's in the comment section, whatever. But Bam shouldn't have to be the guy to score you 30.
right.
That's why we get a guy like Giannis. That's why we had a guy like Jimmy. That's why you had a guy like Tyler Hero. Like it's not his job to go be a bucket getter. He does the dirty work that no one else do. He guards 1 through 5. He gets lobs, and he can go score because odds are the person guarding Bam is not more athletic than him.
I was about to say the only reason you would think Giannis and Bam doesn't work is if you look at them as the traditional two big lineup. Like if it were Evan Mobley and Jared Allen out there, I could see why you would think it wouldn't work. But both Bam and Giannis are athletic and they can guard. Giannis in particular can guard maybe 3 out of 5, even 4 out of 5 positions on the court, and Bam is the same way. And so I think it could work that way because they're both, at least for right now, they're both still ultra athletic, and so it'll work that way. There's some flexibility you have with them that you don't have with most traditional two big lineups.
Yeah, and you know what? This is bringing some much needed I don't want to call it interior, but this is bringing some inside the 3-point line life to the NBA because one of the reasons Boston did not work this playoffs shot too many damn threes. Why Boston has struggled outside of their championship year, shot too many damn threes.
I
And
mean, they
hell,
shot too many damn threes the championship year.
see, and I was getting to that. Even in their championship year, shot too many damn threes. And Scully, by you watched the finals a bit. Tell me what killed the Spurs every time they blew a lead?
Uh, it was a lot of 3-point shooting and not evolving, and also the fact that Karl Anthony Towns was just taking Victor Wembanyama's lunch money
He was taking Vic's lunch money.
on both sides of the ball. Now, the other thing that I will say about Miami, and I know you have complained about this for years, and so I'm so happy for you, is that y'all finally got some damn size.
We finally got some damn size. We finally got people who aren't my height out there.
You finally have size on the court, and I love it for y'all. Y'all ain't had some size since Hassan Whiteside, and that's saying a whole lot.
And that's saying a lot. Like, people are wondering, like, what do you mean size? You have Bam out there.
Bam is 6'10", and he's the tallest. Well, Giannis is too, but
Bam is the same height as Jason Tatum. Bam,
6'9", yeah.
Bam's the same height as Jaylen Brown. Like, let's not sit here and pretend like there's a big difference between 6'8" and 6'9".
Right.
He's the same height as Paul George. He's the same height as LeBron. None of these guys that I'm mentioning you would consider a big in the NBA.
Right.
Nobody who I'm mentioning you would consider a big. Bam is the big. One of the reasons that we were successful in the bubble in the Eastern Conference was every team tried to play small ball. That was their thing at that point in time. The difference is when you have a small ball center who is, your Draymond Green. That's what made the Warriors good for their what they call it, death lineup of death.
Yeah, small or death lineup. Yeah,
that's what made it work. The difference why people couldn't do that to us was our small ball center was our real center. So you have a guy who's 6'6", 6'7", who's a little sturdier against a guy who's actually a center, bigger, stronger than you. Oh, and is probably more athletic. That's what helped us a lot in the bubble. But what killed us in the bubble during the NBA Finals is we were too damn small. We couldn't get a rebound over Dwight Howard. We couldn't get a rebound over Anthony Davis. We couldn't get a rebound over LeBron because he was the same size as our big.
And everybody, and they killed y'all against the Nuggets too, because Jokic and Brown and Aaron Gordon and Michael never passed the Rock Porter.
Never.
Just length and size everywhere. And now y'all have some of that. And you still got to add some work. But yeah.
But yes, I'm ecstatic about it. But there's one thing I think we're not talking about enough in this whole trade scenario. It has nothing to do with Giannis or the Miami Heat. Where is Jaylen Brown going to play next year? Because there's no way you can convince me as a former ball player, as a competitor, as a man. There's no way that I've been in trade talks for the last 3 seasons for every big time free agent you can think of. KD, Giannis, I think Dame. I'm the one that's been on the trade block. And it's not like it's been a secret. It's not like, oh, it's just reporters. Reporters gonna talk. The media gonna media. No. If it happened once, okay, I can chalk up anything to chance one time. I've been in trade rumors every year. And this year, our light-skinned man was gone the entire year. He came back for the playoffs. He didn't play bad, but I was the MVP candidate. I was the first team All NBA, second team. I was the
I
All NBA.
believe first and because if you're second in MVP voting, it's crazy if you're not first team All NBA. I'm the one that got us up out of Boston.
I'm the one selling all the records.
Jason Brown Jackson.
Jason Brown Jackson, JBJ. In case you don't know,
Right.
there's no way I had the type of season that I had this year. I'm still involved in trade talks.
Well, if anything, that would be the reason to involve you because you're at your highest value. But that being said, to your point, first of all, I think he's a grown ass man. He knows the business of this thing. And if you don't get traded, I mean, him and JB, I think they're solid together. But like, where the hell is he gonna go? Where possibly could he go? Maybe somewhere like I don't know, maybe Minnesota, play him next to Ant, but then that wouldn't make no sense. Um, I would have liked to see him in Miami.
I was saying, if we're being completely honest, when Jimmy was on his way out, I was saying, hey, let's see what Boston will give us for Jaylen Brown, because I think they're very similar type players.
Yeah.
Neither one of them are great shooters. They both make good shots. They play hard. They're both really good defenders. And when you tell them, get out the way, let me go get a bucket, they can do that. So
now Jaylen Brown is considerably younger. That was one thing.
And that's one of the reasons I was like, we can trade. We can, if one JB is out the door, let's bring in another.
Nah, I don't think he's getting traded. Like, I not this year. Like, it's just it's not happening. Like, they had a chance, but Milwaukee's because the thing with Milwaukee was, it's not that the owner of the team didn't want him because they knew he would go to Milwaukee and probably try to ask for a trade, and so he didn't want him there, considering he had just dealt with Giannis and Myles Garrett because he's the owner of the Browns, and he said, "I'm tired." Nigga said, "I'm tired."
But the difference is Myles Garrett asked for a trade last offseason.
They gave him money and then traded.
Struck, and then he shut up.
And then they traded him anyway.
And then they traded, but this time he didn't demand it.
He did not.
This time it was just whatever.
It's like, we're gonna do right by you because we're clearly in the rebuild mode.
And
yeah.
Scully, have you ever seen the movie Head of State?
I don't believe I have. No.
Chris Rock is running for president. It's the first black president. Great movie.
I've seen parts of it. I did see sections of it, actually.
Well, there's this scene where his campaign manager and him are on the bus, and she calls him an uppity Negro. And Chris Rock is like, and they're in the middle of nowhere, by the way. I think they're in Kansas. They're just driving through on the campaign bus.
Yeah.
And Chris Rock tells the woman, I know you not call me an uppity Negro and expect to stay on my bus. And then he puts her off the bus. Thank you, Miss Johnson. Great movie. And then he puts her off the bus. That's what Jaylen Brown finna do to the Boston Celtics. I know y'all not finna call me tradable and an asset and a value and a piece and think I'm finna stay on this team. There's no way. Like I said, it's happened way too often, way too much. You can't keep treating a guy like this who has proven he's a top 10 to top 15 guy in this league.
Yep.
So
both with and without Tatum. Both with and without Tatum.
Both with and without Tatum. And to be perfectly honest, even though it doesn't take a genius to figure out Tatum is more talented, I don't think a team with just Jason Tatum can go as far as a team with just Jaylen Brown.
I don't think either. But I also think people misunderstand the dynamic. I don't think one is better without the other. Like, Tatum and Brown are like one of the few NBA duos that clearly are on equal footing. Even if one is more talented, it's clear that they don't win without the other, as they showed this year, as they've shown previously. Like, there were chances they could have, and I think that's part of the reason that he didn't get traded all them years. There were chances they could have done it. Like, when they first kind of flipped the switch, that first finals trip that they made, that year, remember halfway through the season, they were terrible, and everybody thought they were going to get traded, and it didn't happen. And then they went on that run, and then it's been kind of cool ever since, even when they weren't necessarily winning finals yet. And then whatever, but like those two kind of, we've never seen them not together because they both came in a year apart. So
Yeah, essentially a year apart.
it'll be interesting.
And you know what I do think is a funny thing? We can bring everything back to Thanos. You could not live with your failures.
And where did that bring you?
Back to me. Giannis failed to get through the Heat 3 times. I think he succeeded
3?
on his third time.
Wait a minute, we mean 3.
Because
he beat him once and he lost twice.
No, are you sure? I think they beat the Bucks twice.
No, Toronto did. One of those times.
I'm talking about Miami.
Yeah, Miami smoked them in 2020.
Yeah,
then
they beat them in the bubble.
Yeah, and then the next year, they got swept by Milwaukee, and then the year after that, they didn't play each other. But then the year that y'all went to the finals, they beat them in 5.
Let me check them playoff series.
Because the first time the Heat beat them, Giannis wasn't in the league yet. When the Heatles came in there and beat them 4-0.
Let's see. We beat them in the bubble in 2020. Yes, the Bucks swept us
in 2021,
and then we beat them in 2023.
Yeah, so it's 2-1.
So that's what I mean. All of your failures, because part of the hump you had to get over was you had to beat Miami
and Toronto. Them the only 2 teams you ain't beat, because you beat the brakes off of Boston a few times.
I don't care about you clacking, JJ.
Like,
And then also, Miami beat the brakes off of Boston up until this last finals run last season. Season before last. Miami was mentally stronger than Boston. They were treating them like a little brother, even though Boston was drastically
better,
more talented. Boston just wanted no problems with the Miami Heat.
Game 7 in the Garden, and they got their asses whooped. That was the most embarrassing loss, I think, in the history of that building.
Boss man, what answers do we have? Do we need for the Heat? The Pistons, clearly, if Cade Cunningham doesn't score 30 points, it doesn't matter. They can't win. The Knicks are great. They are the returning champions, so I can't say much about them. But I will say,
fuck Cleveland.
If OG Anunoby doesn't have the playoff series of a lifetime, do they beat the Spurs, and can he do it again? I don't know about all that. To Cleveland, we've already established Donovan Mitchell ain't that guy.
Don't nobody care about Cleveland.
We've already established Donovan Mitchell, Max Strus. I love you. You'll always be a 305 legend. We've already established they ain't that guy.
Max Strus is the only member of the Miami Heat to do anything outside of Miami. The rest of them are scammers.
Hey man, there's just something down in that 305 water.
Yeah, it's Pat Riley. That's what's in the water.
It might be Pat Riley.
Probably haunting you in your sleep.
There have been some. Let me think. There has to be someone recently who's left Miami and done something.
Yeah, Max Strus.
Yeah, it might just be Max Strus.
Because they said Gabe Vincent stole money from the Lakers.
Gabe Vincent.
Duncan Robinson ain't. Well, okay, I guess Duncan Robinson.
Duncan's not bad in Detroit. He didn't have a good end of the year.
Yeah, I'll say Duncan Robinson. I'll say him. In fairness, he didn't do shit in Miami either, because Eric Spoelstra had him in the sweatshop.
I will never understand what happened to Duncan Robinson in Miami. It all started with the Hawks. But anyway, we gonna get our Monstars. Relax, boss man. Look, if like Scully said at the beginning of the show, if there's any team that can get the most out of a bunch of undrafted and free agent and second round draft picks, it's been proven it's the Miami Heat.
And we both have said for years that Giannis fits Heat culture. Like we've both said it. Like that was always the one team I was like, if he doesn't re-sign with Milwaukee and just straight up leaves, or if he gets traded like he did now, I always had him in Miami at some point.
And I only kind of put my heart into guys that I know would fit. Like I don't think Kyrie fits. Well, for one, Kyrie was injury prone, so I don't want him even to begin with. But Kyrie's a little too outspoken and not head down, grind, shut up enough. Giannis only really cares about basketball and his family.
You want Yow's the boss.
Shut up.
Sorry.
And Jaylen Brown is the same thing. He only cares about hooping in chess.
No, Jaylen Brown is one of the most interesting men in the NBA. Jaylen Brown essentially is Kyrie Irving, but he's not as explosive. And he's much smarter, I would argue. Like Jaylen Brown is like not a pseudo intellectual. And I'm not saying Kyrie is, but Kyrie comes off as the dude that wears the dashiki on the campus, on your college campus, who just be saying stuff that he found.
That he
just watched, to be contrarian.
That he watched 1 4-minute YouTube video about.
Right. Like, yeah. Whereas Jaylen went to Cal. They said he was too smart to be in the NBA. And we can see what they meant now.
Absolutely. Which is why I say he will not be in Boston. But hey, if y'all don't believe me, we can talk about it later. Because we have another section to talk about. Wow, we want to talk about Massa's, the other slave driver that has been, silently getting put in its place over the last couple of years. The NCAA has changed some of its eligibility policies.
Yeah, I wasn't sure where you were going with that. I had forgotten. I was like, where are we going?
We talk about slave masters again?
Exactly, yeah. Avery Brundage.
Yeah.
Look that name up.
The NCAA has now changed to a more age-based eligibility of you get 5 years once you graduate high school, basically.
And that's it. No red shirt, no medical red shirts, no gray shirting, no, like if you tear your ACL and have to take 2 years off, well, oh well.
Tough
shit. That's the new model. The only exceptions to the rule are missionary work.
Missionary, BYU religious work, military service.
And they said women if you get pregnant.
Women that was the third one I couldn't remember. Women if you get pregnant, which doesn't mean anything to half of the NCAA athletes.
And by the way, the pregnancy with the women, it's only the first one. If you get pregnant the second time, you're on your own.
Damn, I didn't know it was the second one. Granted,
well, no, I don't know. I'm just assuming. Like, because somebody gonna see that and be like, all right, let's get fucked. She getting fucked tonight. Like, no.
Now, ladies, I just maybe let's not have 2 kids in college. Let's
not do that. Most athletes would.
Hey, shit happens. Do what you got to do. I'm not shaming you for that. 2 kids in college is just bad dick discipline.
Right. Most athletes generally won't. Most athletes are not doing that.
Most athletes are not.
Unless you're probably maybe at BYU, but no, you're not allowed to have sex at BYU.
Well, you can get pregnant from soaking. You can get pregnant from soaking.
You can, but
Boss Man knows all about soaking.
Don't do that. No. We're trying to keep the show here.
We can't get demonetized.
You really put the D in demonetized. Anyway,
exactly.
He's not Mormon. I don't think, is he?
No, but
there aren't any black Mormons. Yeah, they don't like us.
Nah, it's a long story. Watch that episode of South Park. It's great.
Yes,
but to explain to y'all some of the things that the NCAA is talking. You see what I mean? You see what happens?
Emo chill. It does. It absolutely does.
I mean, I like Blink-182. Anyway, so here's some of the restrictions that you got. So your eligibility clocks start the second you turn 19 or the second you enroll full-time in school. So if you're like me and you graduated high school at a little younger age, guess what? At 17 years old, your clock starts because you graduated early.
Oh, I thought it was when you turned 19.
It's either or. So it's when you turn 19 or when you fully enroll into that school.
Oh, okay. And by the way, they said that it starts in 2027. So if you have 4 years of eligibility completed at the end of the 2026 academic year, you are out of eligibility, or you won't be granted any more than what you already have.
Nope.
So
With it.
the main thing they were doing this for is for the COVID class, because most of those guys who were granted that extra year after COVID, and everybody took advantage of it. And then you have 6, 7, 8, and 9 year guys, and I think they were trying to clear those guys out. And then at the same time, the NCAA basically, even when they doing right by kids, they doing wrong by
They
kids.
still doing wrong.
It's the NCAA. It's just they can't help themselves. They're just as bad as FIFA. They're just as bad as the Olympics, the IOC. Like, all of them are criminal enterprises. This is just yet another way. We're basically going back to the old school. Niggas about to be leaving early. If you have like, if you have 1 or 2 good years, you just leave it immediately, because you're basically out of eligibility after 5 years, and you get 5 straight years. So, like, there's no red shirt or anything. So
No.
if you ask for 3 years and can't get on the field,
You stuck.
you stuck unless you transfer.
And you know what? I think this is going to make the transfer portal even worse.
Even worse.
Now they know for sure, hey, my clock is ticking, and there's nothing to slow it down. Before, if you ain't like your situation, you could, especially when they had the 4-game red shirt rule, you can just say, yeah, I'm not feeling this. Transfer, play within those 4 games, and you good. You still got 4 years left. Now, the transfer portal, it already needs some kind of restriction. I think all of us can agree. But now, transfer portal finna go crazy.
And then they trying to streamline that too. They trying to really just streamline everything. But the other thing is, I do wonder, like, because we've seen this happen a lot. Like, Trinidad Chambliss is a perfect example. If you can just get in front of a judge in your state that is an alum of your school or that donates to your school, you can get you another year or 2. Now, I don't know if this changes that, because now you have it in writing.
That is going to be an issue. And now, I think it's always fun when the NCAA gets undermined by any random judge. For the simple fact of, the NCAA tries to do good. Every now and again, they try to make a rule that is actually for someone's benefit. But because for the last 100 years, they've been screwing kids over and making them be indentured servants and the closest thing to slavery as possible that's not imprisonment, every U.S. judge is like, nah, you had your chance. You had your chance. When we ended segregation, you could have ended segregation, but you chose not to.
You chose not to. The NCAA has done all of this to them. They have nobody to blame but themselves for everything that is happening to them right now.
Nope, this all you. So I truly don't give a fuck on how you feel about no one wanting to listen to you, good, bad, or indifferent. You did this to yourself. Did it to yourself. So I'm not saying I dislike the rule. I actually like the age thing. I like to say, hey fam, you 24, your new teammates are 18. Go get a job, be a GM, go to grad school, go do something. You just can't play no more.
You just can't play. Go be a GA or something. Go be a coach.
Go be a GA, try the NFL. If you can't, there's a Canadian Football League, there's arena leagues.
UFL.
NFL Europe. We got some teams over there now, I think.
They used to have indoor, but most of them broke, so I wouldn't recommend it.
Hey, one of the indoor leagues plays their championship game in a mall, and I think that's cool as shit.
It is.
Is it a little sad? Yeah.
No, it's not. Actually, I don't think it is. It's actually incredible. It's one of those things. It's like, it's kind of like an independent wrestling, where like you just have random shit happening. Like that one place where they were accused of being too loud, and so like the whole match was like silent,
which is hilarious.
which is hilarious. Like that's just one of those things. It's like, hey, it's kind of unorthodox, but it's still cool.
You know
It's
what
something you
is
can tell your kids. It's
unorthodox?
something you can tell your kids about.
You know what is unorthodox but still cool? Deep Eddy's vodka.
Deep Eddy's vodka.
Drink responsibly. That's how we gonna do that commercial.
That's how we do. Very good ad placement here.
We're gonna clip that and we're gonna put it everywhere and see what they got to say.
Right.
GCW does run in a mall. And look, how can I talk? Do you know how many random places I've seen wrestling shows? You know how many rec centers I've seen wrestling shows at? Me and JJ, we saw a wrestling show in a literal warehouse. And it was sketchy as hell walking in there. But it was fun. When in doubt, I was willing to sacrifice JJ to get up out of there.
I believe it. I absolutely 100% believe it.
Which was hilarious because it was his birthday. Anyway, moving on to our next segment that is not NCAA related for the most part. The NFL took a vote to not have a supplemental draft this year. Is anybody, please raise your hand if you were surprised by this news?
Even the cough was a paid actor.
The cough was a paid actor.
Because nobody was surprised. Not a soul was surprised.
They haven't had a supplemental draft in 3 years. This was just the first year where I guess it was deemed necessary to announce it and make it a big deal because of the Brendan Sorsby situation. And you know what? I'm gonna take some credit for the show. Like ignorant people, we can take some credit for this. Because Scully, what did the NFL do to Mr. Sorsby?
They tore his ass up. They absolutely looked this man dead in his face and said, "Y'all are bullshit. You're bullshitting me." Because basically, what happened was, we all know the story of Brendan Sorsby. We know for a fact, obviously, that he was caught gambling and the NCAA ruled him ineligible, and he tried to take him to court and it didn't work out. We all know that. Now, he tried to take the road less traveled and go through the supplemental draft, which is rarely ever had because in the NFL they've only had the last supplemental draft they had was 3 years ago, and people rarely get drafted because you have to give up draft picks if you do it, and most people don't do it. Like it usually has to be multiple people. He was the only person that applied for a supplemental draft, so they looked and they were like, okay, you're the only one, and we just don't feel like it, honestly.
Essentially, we don't feel like it.
And you didn't give us no chances to look at your thing. You just gave us some half-assed excuse. This is literally almost word for word what they were saying. You gave us a half-assed excuse. Your reasoning was vague. We know that you tried to sue the NCAA to get eligibility, and you're just doing this because it didn't work.
You're mad because you got caught.
You got played, and we're not gonna play with you.
Congratulations, you played yourself. So the NFL just said this is the biggest public fuck you that I think I've ever seen publicly
in the NCAA or in the NFL
to one guy.
To one person, because usually they'll do it to like a team, they'll do it to like an entity. To one individual, they were just like, "Fuck you, die slow, motherfucker. By 4-4, make sure all y'all motherfuckers can't grow. You motherfuckers can't be us and see us. We the motherfucking West Side of ride till we die." The whole Tupac of it all.
You motherfuckers will be playing basketball in Pelican Bay when I'm done with you. King Kong ain't got shit on me. So King Kong absolutely had shit on you.
This you probably bet on it anyway. You
probably bet if they did.
The thing that makes this so Brendan Sorsby now has to wait until the 2027 draft, which, by the way, is in 2027, which we all know that's not the issue. He already was going to be questionable because of all this gambling stuff. Mm-hmm. I would think. Now, because he's a quarterback, I think he'll actually like if he were a receiver, he'd be cooked.
Yeah,
Because
if he
he's
played,
a quarterback, I think he's still got somewhat of a chance. But like you have to wait a year, possibly not playing football because I don't know what he does in the meantime in this year because it's not like you can go back. There's no going back to the end, even though you technically legally could go back. There's just no going back to the NCAA.
after all this, no. And I guess you could stay at Texas Tech and work out and do drills and stuff, but they got a season to prepare for. So it's not like you're getting real in team in practice reps, and you damn sure
Right.
not playing in any games.
And it's too late. And there's no unless you get some type of special because usually you go to like the transfer portal and you would but there's no special case here because like it's not like a coach is changing so you don't have that excuse. um it's closed already so like even if you tried to go down to like a D2 level or something you probably couldn't do that either. Like it's just there's nothing you really can do. You're in no man's land right now so you better just take this year, fully commit to your rehab and
And work out and try
work
to.
out.
I I guess technically you can still get a pro day, but it'll honestly I think it'll be like one of the Colin Kaepernick, tryouts. It'll be
No, but he's not eligible. Like he's not. I don't think he's.
no,
I,
he can have like an NFL pro day.
no, but I'm saying I don't know if he was eligible like age wise. I think he still had another year.
I'm talking about for next year's draft.
Oh, next year's draft. Yeah, no,
Yeah,
next year's draft. Yeah,
yeah,
that.
next year's draft. He's
I'm talking
absolutely
about what do you do in the
eligible.
meantime before it is what I'm saying,
Oh, that's
and that's where you're in no man's land.
yeah, you're stuck there.
You're
But
just you got to train for a year and commit to your rehab because you're not even in school no more, so you ain't getting a
no,
degree either.
you're not. And then we never know how far along these athletes actually are in their schooling. So he might be close to getting his degree. He might not. But I can guarantee you he don't want to pay for it out of pocket.
He probably won't have to because first of all, he does still have. They're not making him give his NIL money back. Texas Tech said he could keep his NIL money, so
True. And
you're not hurting. See, if this would have happened,
Texas Tech can technically still honor his scholarship.
yeah. If this had happened in 2010, he would be hurting.
Yes, he would pull an OJ. He might rob somebody for a Heisman. He didn't.
Right, straight Maurice Claret with it. Like he would be,
I haven't thought about that name in a while.
yeah, he would be hurting if this were 2010. But in this new era, you're gonna be all right
Right
as
now,
long as you don't start gambling again.
well, that's the thing. He's not going to give his NIL money back, but hopefully he doesn't give Prize Picks their money back either.
Because gambling, because addictions, as anybody who has been around people with addictions know, those things don't die easy.
They don't, and it's not a linear line. It ain't
not.
that simple. It ain't that easy. It ain't that fast.
He could be in rehab and be chilling, and then one day he just turns on Prize Picks, and then you're right back in, and then you got to start over again. So we don't know.
But it is what it is. I can't look. Gambling's a double-edged sword. Like I understand why you do it. You see ads for it everywhere. It's literally impossible to escape. But not knowing what you're giving up and not knowing what you're putting at risk, hey, that's a you problem, brother. Can't do nothing for you there.
Can't do nothing for you.
But anyway, we're gonna move on to some things that I think we can help. I told Scully that I had a plan before the show started. He wasn't sure what direction I was going with it. Now he gonna figure it out.
And this plan is for what exactly?
Here's how Jamal is gonna turn the United States into a soccer powerhouse. So hear me out.
Okay, I'm back. I'm listening.
Whatever. As everybody knows, anyone with common sense will tell you, athleticism, athletes, that's not our issue. We got the athletes. We're United States. Damn it. We have athletes for anything you can think of. When they put tiddlywinks in the Olympics, we gonna be there. I don't really know if tiddlywinks is a real game, but every football coach
It will be. It will be when they put it in.
Won't make it one. Anyway, so here's how I'm going to make the United States a soccer powerhouse. Number one, all Division One AA, D2, and D3 wide receivers and DBs must play soccer in the offseason. There is no ifs, ands, or buts. Because I recently came across a tweet, article, something that said what America is lacking on the soccer field. It's not your 6'9" mega monster LeBron James or your 1992 Shaqs. It's all of our 5'9" to 5'11" slot and outside wide receivers who have great footwork and change of direction. If you look at the stereotypical soccer player, that's what they are. Minus, Ronaldo, who's a freak of nature in the soccer world, with him being 6 foot plus. I believe he's about 6'1". But
for real? Oh wow, I didn't know
yeah,
that.
yeah, Ronaldo's a bigger guy. But Messi is tiny.
Messi's like 5'7".
Exactly. Messi's not a big dude. Mbappe's not a big dude. Going back to the olden ages, Pele, not a big dude. So
Maradona was real small.
Exactly. So a lot of our guys, if you're a high major athlete and you actually have NFL aspirations, hey, I'm not going to tell you got to go play soccer. I'm not. But for the guys who realistically aren't going to the league, hey man, get your ass on that soccer field. Let's go. We got stuff to do.
Right.
Number 2, part of what makes soccer great is the soccer culture. We don't have the chants. We don't have the rivalries of people we hate.
Mexico.
We ain't got all that. So what
Mexico. We do have Mexico. Mexico and U.S. is a rivalry. I know that much about American soccer.
Well, for different reasons.
Yes, for different reasons.
So what we need to do is we need to make a college football atmosphere for all soccer, for all Team USA soccers. What do I mean by that? I want live mascots. I want Bevo. I want the LSU Tiger. I want us to dress up a short white dude like a leprechaun at Notre Dame. I want a dude in a Trojan costume. I want all of them.
Although I will say, adding Bevo could be kind of risky because, like soccer is a lot of stuff near the sideline. And if Bevo feels a little anxious and skittish, and we could have an incident like what happened with the Georgia Bulldog, and that wouldn't be good for anybody.
True, but the Spanish literally run from bulls for fun. They'll be all right.
The bulls, not the Longhorns.
Longhorns are a mix of a Spanish breed, so same thing.
Oh, they are. That is true. But they're much bigger and much more dangerous.
Also, let's not pretend. Bevo lives a better, cushy, spoiled life than both of us put together.
He absolutely the hell does. Him and all of his siblings and children, future children.
We're on Bevo 15 right now, to be exact.
Exactly.
So, yes, Bevo, I want all of it. I want the chants. I want the, how OU yells boomer. I want all of that.
Right.
We need it. Actually, I'm going to start the chant right now. Scully, all you got to do is repeat after me.
Mm-hmm.
Are you ready?
Are you ready?
Are you ready?
Hey.
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 Mama, can't you see?
Mama, can't you see? Wait a minute.
Yeah, you right.
Yeah. No.
Mama, can't you see?
Mama, can't you see?
USA football done to me.
We
got to call it football. We're making an atmosphere. We're calling it football, but we ain't talking about that.
Why not just U.S. football done to me? That way it flows better.
U.S. football done to me.
U.S. football done to me.
Took your boy and made a man.
Took your boy and made a man.
Put a helmet in his hand.
Put a helmet in his hand.
And we got to say that part because we got to piss off the rest of the world. They know what we're talking about.
We're talking about the real football. Say no, we can't say that. No, can't say that.
Mama, ain't it nice?
Mama, ain't it nice?
U.S. football paid the price.
U.S. football paid the price.
Mama, can't you see?
Mama, can't you see?
U.S. got a victory.
U.S. got a victory. See,
yeah. That
it would
you
be
see,
country as hell. It would be country as hell. Everybody would be looking at us crazy. You know, all the ethnic chants and everything, and then we just got this country ass.
look,
Yes, I'm
my,
with it though. I get it. I
uh,
understand. I understand the point.
my high school, we used to do that after we won.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
We did. Also, now here's the kicker for the culture. And
No pun intended.
no pun intended. Here's the kicker for the culture, and it's going to keep everybody involved, and you and JJ are going to love this. Wrestling matches at halftime. All right?
It's a short halftime though, so it's going to take a minute.
I didn't say wrestling matches.
You did literally say that word for word.
Shut up. Wrestling match at halftime. Look, we're the United States. We're still capitalist. We're not going to let halftime go by without commercials. It's just not going to happen.
It's not going to happen.
But what we can do is turn that commercial into entertainment violence.
Entertainment violence. Kayfabe.
Is there anything more American than that?
Violence? Absolutely not. No.
Racism,
violence,
maybe.
Violence. Well, that is violence, though. That still ties into it.
True. But also, if we're playing internationally, you know, other teams from other countries, I dare England or France or Germany to talk to us about racism.
Oh yeah, because they're way worse. Like, look at the way y'all treat y'all Africans.
First of all, where do you think we learned it from?
Exactly. We perfected it.
So again, nothing more American than violence. And anyway, that's how Jamal will turn the United States into a global soccer powerhouse.
Well, that'll work for the fans, but what about on the court or on the pitch?
That's why I said every D1, AA, D2, all of them, they play in soccer in off season.
That's true. Yes, you did say that. Yep. Makes
So,
sense.
and we're going to do that all the way down from college to high school to like, hey, if you ain't got no offers and you don't play another sport, guess what? You playing soccer now. To the 5-star guy who got 30, 25 offers, cool. You ain't got to play. We get you. We here with it. For you, homeboy, who has one D2 offer, get your ass on the pitch.
Mm-hmm.
Pick a position. I don't care if you play fullback, midfield, striker, or keeper. You're getting on the field, getting on the pitch.
Right. Because, you know, the big boys do wrestling. The quarterbacks are usually either playing basketball, running track, or playing baseball. The slot guys, you might as well do soccer. It'll help with your conditioning more than anything.
If anything, you'll be able to run forever.
Forever.
But anyway, that's my conclusion to how to make US a powerhouse and our conclusion to the one and only D1 Ignant University podcast for tonight. Captain Scully, any final thoughts for the people?
This World Cup has been incredible, and it's been so fun and amazing. The World Cup is just great. And that being said, it's been great.
So, like I love to say at the end of every episode, keep learning, keep living, keep loving. Country roads taking me home to the place I belong. JJ's not here, so I'm going to hit the button. We out.